Good morning, everyone. I thought I'd do a two-part series on why you shouldn't underestimate Tom Brady, especially as we're heading into the toughest game of the season. Somehow, I just find that the tougher the game, the bigger the challenge, the more Brady rises. I know a part of that is probably me just being a homer and delusional, but can you blame me? He's done it so many times already. Before I forget, I post a new Tom Brady video every day, so please like and subscribe if you enjoy this video.
The other thing is this, when you look at Tom Brady, I think about Denzel Washington when he was all upset on training day and he said King Kong had nothing on him. Obviously, Father Time has nothing on Tom Brady. When you look at some of those throws yesterday, it wasn't an old man willing the ball out.
Yeah.
The post corner to Chris Godwin on the smash route, that was
sick.
perfectly placed.
Yeah.
That was great coverage. When you watch Tom Brady, his understanding of himself, his understanding of his team is next level, and that's why he might break the record.
All right, he's on a pace for 8,000 touchdowns this year and 48,000 yards. Tom Brady's going to have his best statistical season ever.
That's not an overreaction. Why would that be an overreaction? Why would that be an overreaction? Mike Evans even...
Because he's 44 years old.
When Mike Evans limped off the field yesterday, did you think at all that's it for him for at least the next 4 to 6? Right?
A little bit, yeah.
Guess who came back on the field?
He caught a touchdown. Now.
Right.
Yeah.
His third, right? Did he hit? Or was that
He
his?
had 2 yesterday.
Okay, so it was his second. I lost track.
Well, Gronk had 2 and Evans
Right.
had 2.
O.J. Howard is like, don't forget, Cameron Brate's the king of he might be the best third string tight end in the business.
Well, he caught the Super Bowl trophy.
They're right. Yeah.
That's right. He's at practice.
Why wouldn't he, is the question. Yeah. Godwin, Evans, Gronk.
It's sick.
Antonio Brown.
And they're not running it inside the 10. They're just throwing it every time.
Fournette is wearing number 7. He looks terrific. He's signing it, giving it to fans.
So cool.
That's not an overreaction at all. That is feasible and real and happening.
Well, Rich,
it's real and spectacular right now.
It might be overreaction because there's only been, 3 guys who've ever thrown for 50 touchdowns in the season. So at 44, which he's already... he creates history every time he steps on the field.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty amazing.
I know that. He's already got 9, TJ. Wow. And 2.
But you really think Father Time gonna get punked?
Yes,
like this?
Yes, he's gonna get manipulated. It's not punked.
He getting punked?
He ain't gonna, first of all, if you punk Father Time, you never die. You punk Father Time, you're 90 years old. Tomorrow I can still throw it. He ain't doing all that. Just at 44. Wait your turn, Father Time, because it's my time. That's what Tom Brady gonna do right now, man. 4 straight games with 4 or more touchdown passes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you gonna go back to last year on Baker and you ain't gonna go there with Tom Brady? Okay, I'm gonna go there. 9 straight games with 30 or more points are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady. Hey, bruh, that's half a season. They are out there tilting, as they used to say, going downhill with no brakes.
I can make the case that this is the most talented Tom Brady offensively has ever played with. You go back to the 2007 when he had Moss and he had Welker. As far as depth, talent offensively, they can't touch this team. Mm-hmm. And so I think that has a lot to do with Tom. Can Tom carry teams by himself like some of those years he did in New England? No, he cannot. So when you say he's getting better, you better also factor in that Mike Evans and Antonio Brown and Chris Godwin and Gronk is still there and Brayton O.J. Howard has a lot to do with this.
How many years has Shannon Sharpe been saying Brady was riding off the coattails of Belichick? How many times has he said Brady benefited from the Patriot system, from the defense carrying him? Yet now he's admitting that Brady carried the Patriots by himself in some of those years back then. That's your exact words, Shannon. Mate, you can't take credit away from Brady when he wins and then do a complete reversal just so that you can use it again to take credit away from the man. I love you, Shannon, and I think you're articulate and entertaining and a Hall of Famer. However, I strongly disagree with taking credit away from anyone when they win. Not just Brady, but anyone. It's not right. So I'm going to have to call you out on this one, mate.
Dan Shaughnessy wrote this. He is the lead columnist at the Boston Globe.
Yes.
It is the voice of New England sports. Mm-hmm. And he says in the lead of his column, Bill Belichick was wrong, Bob Kraft was wrong, I certainly was wrong, said Dan Shaughnessy, because he wrote off Brady also at the end in New England.
Right.
Thought it was time
Well,
to
they drove
move
him
on.
off. With all that browbeating and all that, the practice skip the Patriot way all the time. That drove him off.
Okay, I got it. But he's saying that in his 22nd season, he's better than he was at 24 or 34, in his 20s or 30s. And he's calling him Benjamin Button Brady, and he's calling him the Brady Monster, and he's saying it must kill Belichick and Kraft to watch this. And I believe that. I think it kills them because they obviously could have signed him for X more years, and this wouldn't be happening because the cupboard was getting bare thanks to Bill Belichick. Right.
Also wanted to throw this out about Tom Brady. During the offseason, Russell Wilson put his name out there for several teams that he would be willing to go to. And there was this argument or debate, how many first-round picks would Russell Wilson be worth? Well, obviously, if you look at the mayhem in Chicago with Andy Dalton, Justin Fields, Matt Nagy's probably not going to make it through. The GM's going to get fired. Russell Wilson would be worth, despite his loss yesterday, would be worth, to me, 5 first-round picks. But I find it fascinating watching Tom Brady, how small the market was for Tom Brady. Do you realize Brady with 14 more touchdown passes will end up with more touchdowns in his 40s than in his 20s? Now, what does that mean? Is he better than he was in his 20s? No, the game has changed. And it is remarkable that only the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the LA Chargers, this was pre-Justin Herbert draft, were aggressively pursuing him. Now, those are 2 of the best GMs in the league, Tom Telesco of the Chargers and Jason Light of the Bucs. But it's pretty remarkable that in an offensive league, when we know the value of the quarterbacks, that only 2 teams made a run at the greatest quarterback of our lives. And, you know, the thing that's amazing about what quarterbacks do, now again, Russell Wilson lost yesterday, but Pete Carroll had been fired twice and had a losing record in Seattle. And if he stays coaching 3 to 4 more years, he will end up in Canton as a Hall of Fame coach because of Russell Wilson. Did anybody talk about Jason Light, the GM of the Buccaneers, before Brady got there? Now we laud him as one of the great talent evaluators in the industry. Bruce Arians, retired, did broadcasting. That didn't work. Goes to Tampa, struggling. And now Bruce Arians, if he wins another, will wear a gold jacket.
And then there was one dead serious, deadpan line in the middle of it. I don't find it so difficult. And I thought that was straight from his heart because he's just saying, I'm just doing what I've always done. And it's not that hard because I just keep on doing it because I love doing it. So he's like 50. And then the last line was, I think it's a yes. Well, that rang true to me that I believe his goal is to play until 50 because all of his goals are all-time goals. He is shattering all the molds. That's why I think 20-0 would be such a big deal to him this year. They will be favored to win every game. Is it against all odds? You better believe it. It's 1,000,000 to 1 that they would go 20-0.
Every time Brady throws a touchdown, Dan texts me the number. So he's at 9. Through 2 games.
He got 15 games left, Green.
He has thrown 9 touchdowns. He's 44 years old, and he's thrown 9 touchdowns in 2 games.
The simple way I could say it is Tom Brady can still, at his age, do anything he wants with the football. You know, Patrick Mahomes does it too, where he drops down or whatnot, angles. We see it from Lamar or Russell. Tom Brady can do anything he wants with the football. If he needs to put velocity on it, that's great. If it needs to be touch over a defender, that's great. Fade routes where he just literally throws it in the only place Mike Evans can go turn around and go get it. He don't do whatever he wants with the ball still.
You know what, RC, you said an interesting thing this morning to me when you said maybe the greatest understanding he has was he understood he needed to make the change that he did.
Absolutely. You asked the question, how is he still doing it? How does he have 9 touchdowns?
Nick, quickly, this reminds me of when Brady got Randy Moss in New England. And it was like, wow, Brady 50 touchdowns? He looked like a different quarterback when he had a weapon. because he hadn't had anything like that before. And now he's got weapons everywhere, and he looks like Tony Dungy said last night. Bruce Arians told him before the year, Brady might have his best season ever. He's on pace to approach that right now. I know it's early, but he really could. I mean, it's so easy. He's got 9 touchdowns, Nick. Poo-poo it all you want. It's just the truth, man.
I'm not poo-pooing it. I'm not poo-pooing it.
That's it for this video. I post a new Tom Brady video every day, so please like and subscribe. That way you'll always have a new Tom Brady video to watch every single day. Thanks for watching.